So tell me a little bit about the insurance tactics on hedging liability or buying liability early. What is some or all of the different things that you've seen for them to basically make money by offering less than pennies on the dollar for anything that is even close to a real claim?
Well, that's what blows my mind too, is I'm not, of course, I worked in the belly of the beast, the non-standard. I mean, you had, well, I don't, anyway, I'm not going to mention, but your agent, you may have to check on what the agent did, you know, and that was, especially depending on the county that were writing those policies in. But they're allowed to operate here in Texas, and they insure minimum. They're not cheap, and usually people who are buying those policies are paying a lot. My idea of insurance is I don't need a talking lizard and the big fancy buildings and things like that. They could be in a small room with one swinging light, pay the claim. I mean, yeah. They're there, you know, it's a construct of, insurance itself is a construct. It's not like you and I could start an insurance company and start underwriting policies, because that would be, we'd be shut down. You know, yeah. It is for the public good. A lot of them get by using the very funds they charge to lobby against your rights, you know, in order to be made whole. Back then, we had authority. You know, the adjusters, you'd be given a certain amount of authority. You can settle up to this amount, and then you've got to talk to your supervisor after. But you had discretion. And, I mean, this was I started law school in 97, and I did corporate claims, which was not, I mean, it was adjusting, but it was more like, oh, yeah, this SBC employee, you want to pay for their damage because we just moved them. And it was pretty much customer service rep with a checkbook. But when I started doing auto claims, and I was told, if you want to do personal injury, maybe you should try doing auto claims. And I had one of my wife's high school friends, her husband was a supervisor for one of the bigger companies, AIG, that they worked in the same building as the company I worked for, Old American. Yeah. And I think it was Old American technically or something had the contract for AIG, which was really weird, because you had Old American, which was non-standard, and you had AIG, which was pretty primo policy. Well, when I went and interned for the Supreme Court in Texas, instead of going back to work for the company that I was with that did corporate moves, I gave him a call and said, hey, you know, I'm thinking about personal injury. You know, his name was Brent. I said, well, you know, he goes, well, we may have an opening, maybe not in AIG, but maybe Old American. I don't know what Old American was. So I got baptized in non-standard. I realized, like, you know, the objective was always to pay close to zero as possible.